Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to my first impressions of Summer and Mara. This is an open-world crafting adventure game. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Not a big fan of these crafting games. I find them to be kind of tedious. The only times I liked them were when they were staple to games that had other genres going on for them, like Atelier Ryza, which was also a JRPG. And I found the ATV system to be quite fun once you got used to it. But this game is hooking me pretty well so far. Now, it has a bunch of problems. They're all very small, but it's basically a laundry list. But I will say, the game is technically sound, it runs well. You can see the frame rate at the top right, it's pretty much capped at 144 frames per second. The only time it drops is when it's like loading something up. You know, you're going through a loading screen and you just start loading everything in. And even then, it only drops like, what, 40 frames I've ever seen it at the most. And it also is a decent-looking game. There's not too much in terms of effects. It's mainly got this nice, clean aesthetic. And there are other things like the draw distance, which you can see here. If you see the flowers, the white flowers out in the distance. Yeah, it's not great. But it does run well. It's not crashing on me. And that's fine. I do wish they would tweak some other things, like the animations. It looks a little goofy, and then you start jumping this high in the air. It's a little odd. It's a little odd. Some more effects would be nice in general. Like, I mean, there's some movement in the grass right here, as you can see. You know, it's nice. It is very much a Kickstarter game. There are some budget restraints that I can see, but when you look at it at night, which it just shifted to, like, really quickly right here, it's actually quite nice to look at. Alright, so let's do a little bit of crafting, and then we'll do a little bit of exploring, so how about that? Alright, so we have our plants right here. We want to water them. So, we need to go to a well to get some water. Now, the water down here is completely dried up, so what we could do is we could either wait for rain to fill our wells up, there's one over there as well, or we can bust this one down, and we can build another one. We can take the materials from it, build another well. Alright, so if we go to... By the way, this is another little nitpick I have. The controls aren't very well explained. I mean, it shows it right here, but then it's like, sometimes through some menus you have to go cycle through your tools right here, and then you have to hit Q, and then you can see what else you can build. Which is just a little bit annoying. The game in general has some problems with conveying some things. I mean, it's nice that it doesn't hold your hand, don't get me wrong. In the opening hours, I would have loved to have seen it do something like, oh hey, hit control to get into your quest menu. Took me a while to figure out that's how you get to this. There's no rebindable key options at all. It's, you know, just this right here. And then, actually, there's not even any options to speak of. And if you go to the options menu, it's just over here. It's, by the way, it says press A to start. Maybe that's because I have an Xbox controller plugged in. This is your options menu. Not great. What is this? Quality. Okay. I mean, it runs well. But, I don't know. Is it locked at 144 Hz because of my monitor? Or is it because, you know, that's what the game's capped at? I have no idea. But hey, it's raining, and we kind of just destroyed that well for nothing. But now this other one gets filled up, and it waters our crops, which is very nice. The game is just really nice to look at sometimes. You have this, like, darker aesthetic going on here, where, like, the whole game is just this deeper blue, all these various shades, and you have this rain coming down. It looks nice. It looks beautiful, actually, like, stylistically. Okay, so enough gushing about it. Again, I would like to see a little bit more in the effects department. Add some more animations, like, I don't know, make leaves or trees blow or something, you know. Alright, so we're gonna harvest these pumpkins. We got these seeds from a character, I can't remember his name, Onzo. And we have to go back to him in the town, give them to him, and we progress this quest. We usually get rewards for it. Okay, we've harvested our pumpkins. Now what can we do? Well, we can build... Well, we can plant more stuff. We have some wheat seeds and some corn seeds, so let's do that. Now, when you first start the game, you're gonna have this dinky little set of tools, if that at all. And you slowly just build better ones over time. So the game doesn't have degrading tools, it just has, you know, ones that you just get better of. So I got this hoe and I was able to clear off some areas over here so I can actually build more patches of dirt to plant just more stuff, which is nice. Those rocks right there, I can't get rid of them yet. I need a better tool for that. There's also inklings of more stuff that I can get to. So you see these little signposts right here, and then also if I go over here, like, okay, these little chicks, like this little chicken farm, the chicken coop. And then there are pigs over there, so I don't know how I'm going to get access to that. But what I like is that the game is kind of teasing that early, saying like, hey, there's going to be a lot more stuff you can do later. And it's very much teased that there's going to be another big part of this game. At least it's teased. It looks like it's going to be this grand adventure thing. I don't know how well it's going to pan out. This is only about 3.5 hours into the game. I can commentate on what I've played so far, which is the crafting and the questing, which kind of sometimes feels a little bit like busy work, but it's mostly fine. We'll get into that. So normally, if I wanted to use the water right here, I would just like run over all of it. It would create this little mist effect, which is nice, and then that whole ring would fill up blue, and then that's how I'd know they would be watered. And then those are the days that it would take, the number on the top right there. So we could take a rest. On the top left there, you'll see my hunger. If this goes down, that energy bar will tick down a lot faster. And naturally, it ticks down to begin with. So once it ticks down completely, well, you pretty much pass out, and then you can't run. So well, I mean, not in that order, but yeah, it does suck. Thank God tools do not degrade. There is a little bit of busy work involving having to go back to your farm, harvesting a bunch of stuff so you can eat it, so that you can run around like this. And that's another complaint I have with the game, is that, that's fine. The crafting, the little survival element-ish is okay. The problem is that I have to hold the shift key to run at a decent pace, right? And that ticks down that bar. And, well, I'm just constantly eating just so I can run, and then I have to go back and sleep. So I'm holding the shift key for so damn long sometimes, like on and off, like almost continuously. It's, oh, I didn't know there was mushrooms in this cave. That's nice. I should grow these. It's, if I can. I mean, they're already grown, so that's a little weird. Why would I say that? Anyway, it's a pain in the ass to hold the shift key down. My pinky is actually hurting. Yeah, it is a bit of a complaint. I really wish the game would have a toggle switch for running and walking, because holding it down is just not... It doesn't feel great, I know, first world gamer problems, but no, seriously, you try holding your pinky down on the shift key for upwards of 3 hours straight, and you see how you like it. It's not fun. Also on the W key, too, with your middle finger. It's not great. Okay, I think we're mostly good here, so if we look at our inventory... you can cycle around. There's not really a good hotkey. Yeah, if you hit I, so if you hit A and D from the inventory screen, you can just kind of go around here. There's the town map from the main city. Kind of like a fisherman's, merchant's island. So you can unlock cosmetic stuff throughout the game, which is kind of a neat little incentive. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just cosmetic. It hasn't really affected anything. You also have a mail and recycling system, so this game actually has kind of a subtle environmental message. Like, it doesn't beat you over the head with it, which is refreshing. At least so far. But you have these little letters that you can collect throughout the game, and you can turn these in for items. And then the garbage system is just, you can actually have a little thing to recycle all your garbage, and then that can also get you stuff. And then throughout the game, there's also quests you can do for characters. So we talk to this one right here. That's weird. I thought I had all the materials for this. Oh, I do not have the purple crayon. Okay, little shit. Alright. That's fine. We need to go to the market anyway. Okay, so here are just all our stuff. You can fish in this game. You can mine. There's a lot to do, and the fishing minigame is actually kind of fun. So, I'm transitioning to the boat area, and the music hasn't changed. And this is kind of a problem I'm having. This is kind of killing my immersion. I would have loved to have seen them put a little bit more effort into changing the music around. Now, this game has an amazing score. It has a really, really great score. It's a little bit repetitive because there's not a ton of tracks right now, But, you know, there's some good night tracks. There is some just great tracks that convey the emotions you want. And the thing is, the transitions just do not work. And the problem is just that I really want there to be like, oh yeah, when you go on the boat, you get this really cool orchestrated, you know, music, and then when you get to the island, you might get something a little bit peppier. I don't know how to explain it, but my point is that it's just, there's just not a whole lot of music, I'm guessing, to go around to do something like that. Like Atelier Ryza, the problem with that game is that while it had an amazing soundtrack, it did get repetitive, because when you went inside a house in that game, you would hear this music. If you went outside, you would hear that music. And the thing is that when you would do those transitions very quickly, because it's a game where you run around a lot, these sounds can get kind of repetitive. So I don't blame them too much for that, but I would have liked to seen, I don't know, you know, here's the boat music, here is the island music for this island, here's the island music for that island, it's a little different. You know, there's only so much I can expect from a Kickstarter game that only raised, what, around 250,000 bucks? So, the main island, we can buy some seeds to help us grow some stuff, which is nice. This is one of the quest givers. We have another look-see. So, we need to deliver these pumpkins, need to get those crayons. Okay, and we have to deliver some money. Now, there's also deep-sea diving in this game, although it's very, very basic, and again, this is another problem I have with the game. You know, this relates back to the kind of these tutorials and what the game tells you. You go underwater, and it's like, hit W to swim down, and I'm mashing W and nothing's happening. Turns out you have to hit Shift and W, and I ran out of breath, I guess, and I lost my goggles or something, so now I have to go find them, and I don't know who sells them, so I think it listed it very briefly, and yeah, it would benefit from a compendium or something, or maybe like something that can hold all my stats. I can look at it like, oh, this vendor sells this. I don't have to talk to like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vendors potentially in a town. Again, I am nitpicking a lot. There is a ton to like about this game. Let's see. Okay. Was it the... No, I have the brown crayon, don't I? I need the purple one. Oh god, please don't tell me they don't sell it on this island. Oh boy. Big yikes there, Chief. Alright. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll give them some pumpkins, at least. So the music just changed there, that's fine. Just a little bit awkward. The transitions just don't work as well as I'd like them to. The writing is okay. Like, it's passable. You kind of grow to like some of these characters, but they just feel like... You know, I guess it's a nice compromise way to say this. They're not one-dimensional, I'd say they're two-dimensional. They got a little bit more to them than what they lead on sometimes, but generally they're not super complex. Then again, I'm only, you know, 3 hours into it. There's also day-night cycle, as you can, you know, tell here, in some shops do not open at certain times, so we'll have to wait on that. Alright, what else do we do? We can explore the island a little bit and talk to some of the merchants. Yeah, so, you know, it's got a good score. It looks good, like, all things considered. It's got a very clean aesthetic. I mean, yeah, nothing's, like... It doesn't look crazy good because it's lacking a lot of special effects to get you interested. Like, it doesn't look perfect. Oh god. Well, my energy ran out. My microphone's in front of the energy meter, so I didn't see it. So yeah, we can rest at an inn to get our stamina back, because that's like going to be the best way to do it. Or we can go back to the island and sleep. So we're actually just going to rest at the end to save ourselves some time. And then we also have to eat after this because, well, we were pretty low right there. You also want to be careful when you're eating because you could accidentally eat something that you want to sell, or something valuable, which I did. That sucked. So if you keep clicking eat, it'll cycle to the next thing, which could be this, which is valuable. Don't want to do that. Again, a laundry list of little nitpicks I have with this game. I mean, the menu, for God's sakes, looks like a generic Unity engine early access game. And it's not. It's just baffling to me that there are these little things that could be conceived as, oh wow, this game looks like some just unfinished early access survival game, and it's not. It's an amazing game. From what I've played so far, it's technically sound, it's got a decent looking aesthetic. It just needs a little bit of extra polish. I don't know, maybe the final release will be better, but one thing I need to knock the game for is there's no cloud saves. For a game like this, where you're doing a lot of repetitive tasks, where you're going around and crafting and doing all these quests, for this game, not to have cloud saves is ridiculous. Maybe it'll get it in the future, I don't know. Again, this is pre-release.
Oh.
The art style is... I think some characters look okay, and I do not like some other characters, the way they're drawn, and, yeah, it's very Tumblr looking. Sometimes the illustrations look very good, like they were done by very different artists. The game does kind of feel like one big fetch quest. The thing is that it's at least fun to play, and there's a sense of progression. Like, as I'm doing all these quests, I'm getting more tools, I'm learning about getting new plants and recipes, and I'm, like, building towards something in these quests. This is a very good game to play on and off. It's relatively easy to pick up where you left off. Again, the only problem is, I mean, I'm at a pretty critical point in the story. The main story is for this character right here, Koa. That's, you know, the main character. And I need to find those diving goggles, and I don't know where to get them. So I gotta go... $200 for a sandwich? Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry. Anyway, I gotta find these diving goggles, I gotta find shit, and I also want to explore, so it's... I'm kind of at a halt right now. So yeah, there are a lot of things that I can criticize regarding the game, but it doesn't hurt the core, which is, if you like what you see, do a little bit of crafting, a little bit of exploring, a little bit of adventure, some good music in the background, some genuinely meaningful progression through quests, through character interactions, through just the core gameplay loop. This is a game worth picking up, even if it does have some things that almost scream early access, even though it's not. Maybe also wait for the Switch release, because I feel like a game like this would be great on a portable system. I do want to put more time into this and play it. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. Yeah, the boat sections, like, everyone's gonna think, oh my god, it's Wind Waker. It's not. It's not Wind Waker. It feels more like Phantom Hourglass. Arguably even smaller. Oh, actually, I probably might not even be able to do this because my rod sucks, but we'll try. If you don't get this right, it'll break your twine. I choked too much. That sucks. Now, if you notice the little fish counter right there, they'll come back. They always come back. At your home, you also have a little pond, too. But yeah, there you have it. Summer in Mara. It's a nice little mix of everything. Open world, crafting, tiniest bit of survival. Don't buy it because you think it's a survival game, though. Questing, adventure. It's fun. It's nice. It's very relaxing, very comfy. I think that if you're looking for a spiritual successor to Wind Waker, you're definitely not getting it. If you're looking for something to compete with something like Harvest Moon, you're not getting it. You're getting a mix of everything. Does it do everything really well? No. Is it a jack of all trades? Yeah. Leans more towards that, but it's still fun because you have that sense of adventure. You have that sense of progression, which this game does very, very well, and of course the soundtrack is great. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm out.